Just got done knocking out shoulders and triceps here at Steelworks Gym. Got the man himself in town with me for a couple days. Have a guest posing tomorrow in Beaumont at the Southeast Texas Championships. Really looking forward to that. Woke up this morning looking pretty nutty. Planning on waking up tomorrow morning looking even better. So tomorrow morning, if everything goes how we're planning on it, which it will, I'll wake up and I'll be able to say this is the best I've ever looked in my life, which is going to be a pretty cool feeling to be able to say. First time at this gym, a little bit of a drive for me, but it was worth it. Awesome place, good equipment. Let's go. Right on the hole. Oh. There you go. One more. All right. Up, go. Six. Come on. All right. Come on. Right. 8. Come on. Come on. 9. 10. Let's go. Right. Up, up, up. Come on. Oh, yeah. One more. Up. Come on. All you got. Come on. Ready. Ready. Yeah, so after this, gonna drive back to my end of the world. We're all gonna get cleaned up. Some I need to go to the grocery store. Gonna get some like steak and some rice cakes, and then all the other carb sources will stay the same as I've been eating, just more. So I already have those at home. Yeah. But definitely looking forward to a steak, and then we're all going to see the new Avengers tonight. Right. So that's super exciting. I only have to pee like 5 or 6 times during the movie with how much water he's got me drinking, but whatever. So anyways, yeah, we'll catch up with y'all tomorrow before we get on the road to Beaumont, and looking forward to seeing y'all there. This is basically what I've done every single morning and night with Andrew for like the last probably 5 or 6 weeks now. And then I'll also send him post-workout pictures, and you know, every single day like the diet's based off like the pictures that he gets and stuff. So it's been good for me to be posing every day like that, and then definitely makes me feel like I'm getting the most, you know, like attention and detail as possible whenever it's being like adjusted daily like that. So it's a little ridiculous to have a light like this in your house, though. I feel very, very much so like a diva having it. But
I said in the past episodes that we're trying to keep him full, and we have been keeping him a little fuller this go, and it's helped with his roundness. And I lowered his protein last week by like maybe 24 grams, and I upped his carbs by 50, and he just got a lot tighter from there. On a person, sometimes you can see like this little water retention that they hold in their midsection from there, and then that way he trains really hard, so that way he can utilize the carbs a lot better during training. So that's just something I do sometimes, is if I need somebody to get a little tighter a lot more. And when we did that, he dropped about like 3 pounds in a couple days. Yeah. But I'm happy with everything. He looks really good, and his quads look great, and up to his hip flexors. It's crazy.
we are sitting here. We just ate a pre-workout meal, about to head over to Raw Gym and train hamstrings and calves before we come back here, get cleaned up, and head to Beaumont for the Southeast Texas Championships. Guest posing at that tonight. Scoop of isolate Still need to drink a scoop of isolate, so it's 50 grams of carbs from cream of rice, and then 50 grams of protein from isolate. Got a little bit of Hershey's dark cocoa powder in there. That's a diet hack. There's no sugar in it. There's only like 5 calories per 2 tablespoons. It makes everything taste like chocolate Pop-Tarts. And then stevia drops, and did I say PB too? Some chocolate PB too. So it's pretty delicious. Honestly, the pre-workout cream of rice is the good one because I get 100 grams, but the 2 cream of rice meals are definitely highlights right now. I'm to the point where like I just want everything to be like sickeningly sweet because I can do that without messing up the diet. I'd love to have like salt and fat tasting stuff, but it's pretty hard to imitate fats. But with all the sugar-free stuff you can use, you can make stuff pretty sweet and not kill your diet. Sure, there'll be some people out there that go, oh my god, how are you gonna get shredded using all those artificial sweeteners? Well, I'm well on my way to doing it, so whatever. I feel good, we're getting lean. You know, I've always been of the opinion, because like with the people that I've prepped for shows, with myself, and then, you know, people that I trust that I've talked to, you know, they've noticed no difference keeping them in or keeping them out, the artificial sweeteners, and it's such a sanity helper. Being able to, you know, like Crystal Light, stevia drops, just stuff like that the last couple weeks, just to break up the monotony of turkey and rice and gallons upon gallons of water. So, yep, gonna get this down. I know we didn't rehearse it too much, so like we were just kind of winging it, but yeah, no, I mean, like the first time I turned around, I wanted to turn around, and then the second time when I got all like wonky and like fell off balance and turned around real quick, I was like throwing pickle juice up in my mouth. Because the promoter came over and was like, okay, let's go. And I was like, okay, so chuck some pickle juice. Like they just started men's lightweight. I was like, okay, I got like 45 minutes. We'll go back there, catch a nice little pump, get glazed. I walk back here and he's like, yeah, dude, they're about to present overall. And I'm like, okay. And so running around, I'm sure being like super fucking stressed didn't help anything. But yeah, pickle juice combined with stress. If I didn't walk off when I walked off, I would have been puking on stage. All right, guys, so just finished up guest posing at Southeast Texas Championship. Our cameraman's like the rudest person ever. He just dropped the window in my girlfriend's face. But so, had a great time. Definitely had that little pickle juice mishap. Thank God I didn't spew on the stage. That would have been a little embarrassing. But now it is time to eat and hang out for a while and then head home. It is time to do another little Q&A section. So we're gonna take the questions from episodes 9 and 10. The good ones, just kind of talk about them and touch on them. So Brian's gonna start with 9 and we'll go from there.
What's up, guys? So the first question is, what is the optimal training routine to increase strength? That's a kind of a difficult question. First of all, the one that you can follow the best is it will work the best. I don't like a lot of high volume. I do like heavy weight, hitting everything at least once a week. So
heavy's relative too. So
keeping form exact.
Yeah, keeping form exact, and then heavy's relative. So we go as heavy as possible for a desired rep range. You know, there's no point in going heavy for the sake of heavy and hitting like 2 or 3 reps. That has no place in bodybuilding, in my opinion. But you know, heavy to where, you know, I'm failing out at reps 8 or 9 and Brian's helping me get, you know, like 9, 10 or 11. That's heavy relatively, you know, like it for the prescribed rep range. So people ask heavy or high reps or this or that. It's heavy as you can possibly go for the prescribed rep range. So there you go.
Is leg press important? I think so. I like doing leg press. I think all exercises are important. They can all apply. So.
It's all different too. You know, like based off of your development and like where you're at and stuff. You know, people watch me train legs a lot and they're like, well, he never back squats, or he only squats like once every 3 or 4 weeks. Well, yeah, that's absolutely correct at this point. From the time I was 16 until 22, and I'm sure it's probably the same story for him. I was in a squat rack once a week squatting till I puked, and that's what gave me, you know, the base for my legs. So, you know,
we squatted every week this off season.
Yeah, in the off season, safety squat with an elevated heel and stuff, definitely more focused. So at this point, he kind of segued into what I'm getting at. The exercise selection for legs at this point has become a lot more like specialized and focused. Obviously, we split up quads and hamstrings, and then, you know, taking it even farther, we're, you know, adjusting the exercises and the mechanics and the range of motion to really, you know, isolate and hit the desired muscle group as much as possible. So leg presses are great for that. It obviously allows you to remove a lot of glute and hamstring from it, especially the lower you get your feet on the platform, and it's a really great thing since you don't have to stabilize as well. So a lot of the times, like in the off season, not so much now, we do like a free weight exercise, you know, like front squats, back squats, safety squat, something, and then move to the leg press, so we're not having to stabilize. You can really just go balls deep on exhausting our legs.
Yeah.
So
I really liked when I was younger doing back squats. I used to back squat all the time. Now I prefer doing either front squats, free weight, or the safety bar squat. Just
if you haven't put your 3 or 4 years in the squat rack, you need to be squatting.
Yeah.
But once you get to a certain point, I feel like there's better exercises for development. You can get a lot more targeted. So yeah.
I agree. Hunter's gonna kill it on stage. Wait, I know Hunter series. It's Hunter series, but we will keep running so we can see Brian's progress to the stage. Yeah, I plan on doing that.
We're doing that.
So that'll be very cool.
It'll be great. I'll be all fat and happy and riding him like Seabiscuit for 4 weeks. It'll be great.
And you're not gonna be fat and happy.
No, he doesn't.
I'll be happy.
You'll be happy.
He doesn't get fat. And then there's going to be another situation going on after that too for both of us. So some people probably already know for him, but I only found out Hunter's through his bodybuilding.com videos. Yeah, he has definitely improved impressively over the last 2 years. And that is all the questions on that page.
Was that 9?
That is episode 9.
So 10, the legs.
Is the leg day.
Okay.
It's right here.
First question on episode 10. Would you suggest doing arms on chest and back day as they pretty much work the arms, or adding a separate arm day considering we have worked them on chest and back day? There's a bunch of different schools of thought about that. There's more than one way to skin a cat. I'm personally of the opinion that, you know, whenever I train chest, obviously triceps already got hit, so I like to train push-pull like that. I train back and biceps and then chest and triceps together. That being said, Brian and I we have 2 back days, so I train biceps twice, and then we train triceps with shoulders as well as chest. So both parts of the arm are getting hit twice a week still, which is, you know, talking about your second part of that question is adding a separate arm day. Considering we've worked them on chest and back day, that comes down to the volume thing. So we're able to get the volume of having a standalone arm day without, in my opinion, like wasting a day on having an arm day. But this off season we might have an arm day because I want to get bigger arms. So can never have too big arms, right? Next question, is anabolic window a scientific fact or myth? What are your thoughts based on experience so far? So this is one of those huge lightning rod issues that regardless of the answer I get, 50% of the world won't agree with me. So I'm just going to give you my 2 cents on this. I don't believe in an anabolic window from a standpoint. If you don't have like whey protein and a carb source within 30 minutes of training, you're going to wither away and die, and the workout was a waste. But that being said, I do believe that, you know, your workout window is the most optimal and important time for nutrient timing. So, you know, your pre-workout meal, your intra-workout drink if you have one, and then your post-workout meal are probably the most important meals in my opinion, because they are the meals that are A, fueling the workout, and then B, helping you recover and, you know, jumpstart muscle growth after the workout. So while I don't believe like throughout the day, like if you have to eat 7 times, you know, if like you have like a 3-hour gap in between one and then like 4 here and then like 2 there, like that's not necessarily the biggest deal to me ever, but I'm a very firm believer of around that workout window, you need to be eating, you know, no more than an hour and a half before you train, and then you need to be eating something within 30 to 45 minutes of when you finish. So yeah, what are my thoughts and experience based on that so far? Exactly what I just said. If I don't eat within those 30 to 40 minutes, you know, have that real bad hypo, blood sugar crashed out feeling. You know, if I'm real bad and don't eat, like just skip a meal. I haven't done that in forever, but like you'll be noticeably sore the next day. So I believe it's important. So somewhere in between fact or myth, I guess, is the answer to that question. Are knee wraps and weight belts absolutely necessary? Why or why not? Unless you are a equipped powerlifter and you compete, I don't believe in using knee wraps. That's because using a knee wrap properly being, you know, it's a good brand knee wrap, and then really actually wrapping them tight like they should, definitely assist. They give you rebound out of the hole, and they make you lift more weight than you could without them. So that's obviously why you have equipped and unequipped powerlifting. So for him and I, who I could honestly care less about how much I squat, the knee wrap is not usable for me because it makes me have to do way more weight, and that's kind of counterproductive because what I do is all about longevity and being able to stay in the gym. That being said, huge believer and proponent of knee sleeves. You'll never see him or I training legs not in knee sleeves. Keeps the knee warm, compressed, and just kind of loose. So yeah, weight belts, while not necessary, definitely on the heavier compound lifts, I feel like you can get a little more out of it and remain a little safer, like squats and deadlifts and heavier barbell rows. Do you utilize visualization techniques to assist in your training and achievement of your goals? Absolutely. You know, going to the gym, driving to the gym, listening to music, thinking about what we're going to do that day. That's like kind of micro. More macro view of it is, you know, definitely have to set goals, both long-term and short-term. You know, so that kind of keeps you on track, like reaching those goals, and definitely kind of helps you keep everything in perspective and train hard whenever you know if you don't do that, you aren't going to be reaching those goals. So definitely have to, I don't know if visualization is the right word, but definitely set and crush goals is a crucial part of training for sure. All right, so we're going to zoom out a little and include Andrew on this question. Nutrition question. How do you use fats, example almonds, during contest prep to look harder and fuller, generally at night?
Generally at night.
Question mark. He's asking, like, do you generally do it at night?
Well, I like to use fats like with your pre-workout meal, just to slow down digestion. It keeps your insulin sensitivity going. And I like sometimes in the morning. It just depends on like the person. If the person's leaner, then I know that they can handle the fats a lot more. But if they're fat, they're just gonna be fat. But
So-
there's also different approaches to like dieting with fats. So it's just a really broad question. It's just I mean, it's tough. Like it's just situational for me. Like or if somebody is dropping weight too fast, then I will add fats in their meals if they're on a higher carb diet. And if I'm also lowering their caloric intake, then I'll replace them with fats sometimes.
Yeah, so I guess for me, the way I've always dieted, and it's the way we're dieting at this point, is, you know, the closer we get to the show, the more and more fats come out. I think, you know, for the last like week probably, and the rest of the time I'll be just like trace fats. So, you know, like whatever I get from like the oatmeal and the rice and 99.1 turkey and chicken breast, which is next to nothing. So, me personally, and this is something that me and him have talked about, and I definitely want to be much more diligent about this off season, is obviously, you know, carbs and protein have 4 calories a gram, fats have 9 calories a gram. So never really got a lot of fats in the off season just because I'd eat like my pre-contest diet, just a lot more food. But you know, this off season definitely gonna be implementing a lot more fats just to be able to get my calories up higher. We're definitely gonna try and make a push with weight, and then you know, honestly, like fats are super crucial to a lot of your body's functions. So, you know, like I'm not talking about eating like cheeseburgers and knocking out a jar of peanut butter or something like that. You know, like your olive oils, your fish oils, your mac nut oils, krill oil, stuff like that, like useful fats. Not only are you getting the calories from them, but you're getting the secondary health benefits from them too. So looking forward to using that. I know there's a long-winded answer, but yeah, so I'm prepped. Fats go down and down and down and down and down. And then this off season, I'm looking forward to experimenting with them.
Yeah.
I think that's all from this one. Let me pull up. That was 9 and 10, Brian?
Yeah, let's go to 8.
Yeah, let's do 8 real quick.
Thank you. Someone gave me congratulations for my daughter. She is almost 6 weeks old now. That's pretty crazy. Starting to get a personality, smiling, trying to talk. It's pretty wild how quick this goes.
So, someone wants to know if we are both full-time bodybuilders or have full-time jobs, and if so, what do we do for a living? I worked full-time at Labrada till about a year ago, doing online marketing and stuff, and now I have remained with Labrada in an athlete capacity, and then have been doing online coaching, you know, just contest prep, general off-season, health, wellness, whatever. So been doing that, and then you know, personal training sessions in person at Legacy Barbell. It's honestly more to have something to do during the day than anything, but so definitely personally I've gotten things lined up really well to be conducive with what I do. You know, like I love getting up and doing what I do every day. I like helping the people that I help. I like, you know, like hearing like, oh, you made such a no, I told you what to do, you did it. So that's a cool feeling. I enjoy what I do, and then I'll let him tell you what he does.
I work for a software company, and we make software that runs warehouses. So I'm on the computer most of the day doing that kind of stuff, doing installs, talking to people, buying equipment. I also personal train and do some diet stuff on the side, but that's really more to pay for bodybuilding and the extra food and stuff like that. But my real job is I work for a software company.
Yeah,
But it makes it easier that I'm at home most of the time.
we both work from home, so that's nice. Please, I need to know if vegetarian people can build muscles. It's much harder, and as an unfortunate, I'm not gonna rip on vegetarians, so I'll get crucified
Well,
for
it
that.
depends. Vegetarians, they need eggs.
Yeah, so we got a dude at our gym that was pretty damn near vegetarian, and he was a big guy for a really long time, and then we got him starting to eat meat again, and he got much bigger, if that says anything. But you can carry a good amount of tissue on yourself. Being a vegan, obviously you can still crush carbs. The biggest thing being vegan is making sure that your protein intake is high enough, and then not only that it's high enough, but you're getting a more complete amino acid profile from your protein sources, because a lot of plant proteins are incomplete from that standpoint. Alright, well, that is pretty much all the questions that we're going to answer from episodes 8, 9, and 10. Be sure if you have a question, be sure if you have a question that you want answered, to leave it in the comments of this video. You know, if I'm going to be completely honest with you, if you ask like super duper duper specific things, like I'm 5'9", 136 pounds, and I want to put on 15 pounds of muscle, and how many grams carbohydrates and protein should I eat? Probably not going to get answered. But the more like the theoretical philosophy-based questions, you know, like training principles, you know, like split stuff like that, you know, just nutritional theory, stuff like that, stuff that him and I can actually talk about and give people information other than the specific person that asked, or the questions that are going to get answered, just giving you a little background as to how we pick the questions. So if you have one that you want answered, be sure to leave it in the comments of this video. Even if you don't have a question, be sure to leave some kind of feedback in the comments. We really do read them. We really do want to make these better and more interesting for y'all week in and week out. And yeah, so that being said, if you liked this week's video, be sure to subscribe to Labrada Nutrition's YouTube channel so you can see whenever we release these videos. Like Brian kind of touched on, I got 2 weeks left and then I'm done, and then he's got 4 more weeks, and we're going to keep this going as he leads up to his contest.
I got 6 left from today.
Yeah.
And anything that you want to see that we can do, let us know too. You can put that in the comments. You know, so we train together every single day. He's also my best friend. So we hang out a lot too, so we can film some of that stuff.
Maybe if we get enough comments for Brian to shave his face clean, we'll shave his face clean for next episode.
Yeah.
We took about 2 inches off the beard between last episode.
More than that, it's starting to get there. I wanted to see what my face looked like. So it's coming.
Alright guys, I'm about to scrape myself off the ceiling. I'm geeking on pre-workout. We're going to go train hamstring. See you there.